Hey everybody, it is Connie with the Artisan Company. Welcome back to the channel. Oh my goodness, I had to shoot this intro outside today because it is so beautiful. It's about 80 degrees here, and I think one of the last videos had a jacket. But anyway, it's beautiful. I had to come out here, but I have some number 8 turquoise sitting on my desk just waiting to be created into something. Bye, sunshine. Let's go. Well, I have gotten started on this number 8 turquoise, and oh my goodness, my brain is all over the maps. As you can see, I just wanted to show you guys this process here. The stones, these right here, these are the number 8 stones right here, these chunks, and they are stunning. I mean, my goodness, look at those. They are beautiful. And so I'm trying to bring out the best in the stone. I love the concept of the bone. I love the concept of the amber. Um, and I just keep playing with it. So I'm down here, and now I've put in some Chilean turquoise. I'm not sure about that. This is jasper stone. I'm not sure about that. On this side, it's just too plain Jane over here. It just doesn't sing. But I do love the bone. I antiqued it with walnut, and I love it. But it's not singing. Neither is this side singing. So I'm going back to the drawing board and try to visualize something else. So this is the process of creating. Be back in a minute. Well, after much thought and deliberation with Creator, I was sitting here and all of a sudden the idea just came. So, to say all that, meaning for you, don't get in a hurry if you don't visualize it or don't see it. Maybe it's not time for those stones to be put in place yet. So, I am looking here at the beautiful number 8, and I saw this beautiful chain, so I bought a coppery decorative chain. That's what I saw. And then I've got some gold bead caps. I've got some silver too. I may use those. I've got a few 11.0 seed beads. I still have the amber out, and I still have the bone out, and I still have the coppery beads out. You can see my desk as it goes. I pulled out more stuff, trying to visualize it, and I thought, just stop, Shaw. Just stop and ask the Creator what it is He wants to see. And this is what I came up with. So I am going to take this beautiful chain apart, and I'm going to use each individual piece. This one and these will be used separately in a different way. And what I've decided to do is keep the pieces extremely simple, because I want the stone to show out, not the rest of all of this. So anyway, I'm keeping it extremely simple, and I'm using a little touch of black right here. Black is always considered neutral. But I'll get back with you and show you exactly what I'm doing. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's get started. So what I've done at this juncture is I have dismantled my chain, and I separated all the links out. I've got round ones, oval ones, and then these little tiny jump ring ones. And if you decide to do this project, you can pick whatever chain that you would like, but I just kind of like this burnished copper and all these little filigree things that are on here. They're just really pretty. And I took out 2 stones. I took these 2 stones out to possibly make earrings with them. And so I left out two of these round uh, pieces of the chain for the earrings. So I'm going to sit this over to the side, so I'll make sure I have what I need. Okay, so what I decided to do, as I was saying a minute ago, is I wanted to make the stones themselves the focal point. And I wanted to make a link all the way up. So I knew I had to come up with some way to link the pieces of turquoise to the chain. And so you can do this any way you want to. Some people, this would be absolutely beautiful if you were a really good wire wrapper and you wanted to wire wrap each piece. You could do it that way. There are people who make really fancy, you know, loops and things on the ends down here. That would be fantastic as well. Whatever it is that you like to do would be great to make a link for these stones. So I've done these 5 right here. So how I'm doing mine, you can actually do it with wire. If you want to do it with wire, that'd be fantastic. And that's probably how most people would do it. But I'm going to do mine like this. Okay. I checked each bead to make sure that my eye pin would fit through each hole. And I'm thinking I need to move my camera just a little piece there. But anyway, I'm using these burnished copper eye pins. It's the ones with the little hole at the top. That's what I'm using. These are 2 inches. I reamed out every single bead. I took every single stone and reamed it out to make sure that it would fit the eye pin. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking the little piece of 11.0 seed bead here, and I'm putting it on the end like that. And then I'm adding a gold bead cap to that. And then I'm adding my stone like so. And then what I am doing with these stones, these bead caps on the stones, because stones are so irregular in shape, I am actually custom bending these caps to fit each stone. And you can do this. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I'm doing it because I think it fits better. So once I get this piece on there, I'm taking a tool and very gently mashing this section of the bead cap in very, very gently, because you don't want to pop your stone, so to speak. So let me work on this one for just a second. And it can be tedious. And I know you're not seeing anything I'm doing because it's so tight. But I literally just bent in just a little that cap so that it curves around the top of the stone. Okay, so I've got that. Then I am going to add another cap and another one of these little tiny 11.0 beads. These right here are the ones that are tough. Pulling it down. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to make a loop on this end. So I've got to cut this excess, and I figured out that if I cut it consistently about 2/8 down here, every loop will be pretty much the same size. And I noticed as I was cutting, and there are tools that you can purchase that will cut the exact same place every time and loop at the exact same place every time. And those are very helpful and time saving if you want to purchase one. But I noticed as I was clipping early on that my tool has a little symbol here. It says China on it. And I noticed that pretty consistently my wire would hit at the top of the C, letter C. And so I started using that as a guide as well, which made it a little easier for me to navigate. But I'm going to clip it there. And I'm going to make a loop. And like I said, you can purchase tools now that where you can make a loop without even worrying about whether or not it's going to match anything, because it will identical every time. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and make my loop, and I'm using my tick mark on here because I don't have one of those tools. So I'm making the loop, bend it back and down. And it's pretty consistent with the other one. It's a little different, but you know, that's the thing with custom work. You know, you can do it any way you want to. Now, what I'm doing here is, if you can see this, I'll put it in my hand, maybe you can see it a little better. If you'll notice, I made a loop right here on this side, and this loop was already made on the eye pin, which saved me time. So this loop right here and this loop right here are not going the same direction. This one's going up and down, and this one's going sideways. So I want to twist the eye pin to make both loops going the same direction. So I'm going to grab it like that right next to the black bead. I'm going to take my other tool here, and I'm just going to twist gently. You don't want to break your eye pin. And there we go. And now they are both going the same way. So then when I go back to start looping all the jump rings and the other things in there, I won't have to worry about them all going sideways. So, okay, so that's what I'm doing with each one of these. So I am going to finish the rest of these right here, and then I'll get back with you on the next step. We are on a roll, I'm telling you. Okay, so I've gotten all of my links done. I'll show you some of these a little closer. I got all those done, and you can see how they're looped, and I got all of the bead caps to fit snug on the top of each piece, because each piece is individually cut. So there's no two alike, so you have to adjust that bead cap where it will fit snug onto the piece of stone. Okay, let me see here. I think I got these backwards. Let me do this. I think that is it. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm adding the pieces of my chain to this, and it's going to be a fairly long necklace. It's probably going to be about a 36 maybe, somewhere around in there. It's going to hit about, you know, below the bust line, but not quite to the belly button. So it's going to be about 36, 38. I am using these rings. And so what I'm doing is, each ring has a little bit of, I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a little bit of a texture right there on it, and it's just on one side. So what I'm going to do is, I'm trying to make sure that when I hook all of these on here, that the textured side is always going the same way. So you need to be mindful of that. And then the other thing I'm doing here is the loops here on the pieces of turquoise. You know, this loop was already here. That was your eye pin. This was the loop that I made. So the loop that I made will go on the bottom. So it's always going to be going down towards the center. So the perfect loop is going to be on the top of the stone, and the loop that I made will always be on the bottom headed towards the center. So that's the direction we're going. I've done a few here. This is my center stone, so I've done a few. You can see right there. So I'm going to pick up right there on that end. Let me get my tools. And I'm looking, and my textured part is face up, and that's what I wanted. It's face up. There. I'm going to close it up. Let me get my eyes down here where I can see it. Because you want to make sure that your jump ring is flush. Turn my thing here. It's not quite focused. Okay. That one's flush. Yep, that's going the right way. Okay. So I'm taking another one. I'm getting ready to connect the next bead. It's textured up. Oh, it's not open quite enough. I try not to open them any more than I have to. Textured up. My loop in like that. And close it up. Flush. Oh, it's looking good. Okay, so let's shift to this other side. I'll do one or two more, and then I'll come back. Okay, so this side up. The textured side up, rather. I'm going to make sure I'm in the camera here. Make sure that jump ring is closed and flush. All right. Okay, there's where we're headed. Right here. So I'm going to finish this, and then I'll be back and we'll pick up. Alrighty, so we've got this thought complete with the circular pieces of chain. And now we're going to start a new pattern right here with the longer pieces of chain and continue on with the, because it's going to get gradually smaller as we go up. And so I'll do a couple of these so you can see where I'm headed. And remember, always, again, you want the textured side all going the same way. Hook that in there like that. I think that's textured on both sides, yes. All right, we get eyes down here so I can see what I'm doing. Make sure I'm in the screen. I'm closing the jump ring tight. I typically would have done, I probably would have done something southwestern with this, but for some reason the creator didn't want that this time, so I'm like, okay, we will drop back and punt. And I am loving his idea much better than mine. It's amazing what happens when you listen. Oh, listening. It's a novel idea, isn't it? Okay. Wow, these links right here are stunning. Oh my goodness. These right here, I didn't show you up close, but you can see, oh, I hit the microphone, sorry. You can see the texture on these. Is that not gorgeous or what? It's just beautiful. And I thought, wow, 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 I love this mixed texture on this chain. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, it's exciting. I'm getting excited. Oh my goodness. Love it when a plan starts to work. You know, it's just part of the creative process, just being able to sit and ponder it and look at it and study it. that's kind of what I do when I get ready to uh, repaint a room or something, or in my house. I sit in the room, especially if it's a new house. I sit in the room for about an hour and just listen to the room and look at the walls and the windows and the curves and the creases, and what does it say? What is it saying? Because it's saying something. It wants to become something. And so that's kind of how I navigate painting too, whether it's in my house or on a canvas. No different than this. All right. Okay. I am going to do the rest of these right here, and then we'll come back with the next thought. It's exciting. We are at the tail end of this project. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so this has wound up being a 38-inch necklace, and I am loving that because oh my goodness, what you can do. You can layer other things and or wear it alone. You can do a lot of different things with this, and I love it. Absolutely love it. So here we go. I decided I wasn't going to do a clasp at all. So I got into my bead stash over here and I thought, what would be beautiful with these colors? And I had a strand of picture jasper. And these stones are just so beautiful. This is an 8 millimeter, and the color gradient in them is just beautiful, so earthy. Oh my goodness, just so earthy. Some of them you can see this one's just kind of solid, and then these are all speckled. So it's just amazing. There's just so many different things you can do. But this is an 8 millimeter picture jasper stone. So I took that and I have connected it down here on this bottom part right here with the crimp and a crimp cover. And this is just a piece of medium weight, sorry, medium weight beading wire, like an AccuFlex or Soft Flex. So I've already got this side to expedite our time. I've already done this side, so I'm getting ready to connect this one. Um, and what I did earlier, since we had added these, and instead of adding more chain up here, I just did the jump rings, and I did a more of a solid turquoise right here at the top. So that's where we are, and here we go with the finish off. Yay, this is so exciting. Okay, so I got my crimp, put the crimp on, connect it to the top of the eye on the other one, piece of turquoise. You are going to pull it back through the crimp and pull it down to the bead. Make sure you leave a little room in here for a breath. Okay, for the beads to have a breath. Leave a little room in there. Okay. And then you're going to crimp it. And with a tube crimp, you want to remember you're going to mash and then fold. Let me get my eyes. I do have a tutorial on all of this that you can watch. I did it a few years ago, but it's still very, very valid today. All right, so I've got it crimped, I've got it folded, crimped and folded, and I'm going to run this little bit of wire as much as I can back through. And I'm going back through bead caps here, so it's going to take a second for some of them, the holes to line up. But like I said in other videos, don't get in a hurry, just take your time. This is not something that you can do ultra fast. I don't care how long you've been doing it, it just takes time. So just be patient with yourself, especially if you're new at doing this. Just give yourself a break. It's all good. Oh, this one's going easy. Hallelujah. All right, I think I got it through enough. I'm going to take a little, I know what I did with it. Right there it is. Take a little pin here and pull out the wire, separate the wire. There it is. And then I'm going to pull this through till it pops down here. And I'm going to clip that. I'm going to clip it just as close to that bead as I can. I kind of pull it tight when I do that. Oh, come on. There it goes. I'm going to make sure there's no beading wire sticking out anywhere. Okay? Because that will rub the neck if you do. Last thing. Putting on that crimp cover because you want it to look finished. Oh, I'm so excited. Very gently close it up. Don't do it very fast. You want the little Pac-Man's mouth to connect. I'm running my finger over it to make sure it's smooth and connected flat, and it is. All right, let me check my other one on this side. Oh, that one needs a little tweaking. There it goes. That's it. All right. We are done, guys. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Just do it over your head. Oh my goodness. Look at the turquoise in this. It is beautiful. No clasp. Just throw it over your head and go. Oh my gosh, y'all. Look at this beautiful, beautiful. Finish off with the picture jasper. And look at the turquoise. Oh, wow, wow, wee. I love number 8 turquoise. I love number 8 turquoise. It's that swimming pool blue with the chocolate brown. Oh, wow. Okay, guys, we are done with this project. I'm going to do earrings, but that'll be on the next project. So we'll see you. Bye.